Hi everybody, it's Belinda, and it has been a long time since I've posted a video. I have been very busy in my studio working on lots of fun projects, but it just seems like I don't have the time to do many videos these days. I hope to get that corrected and get some videos posted soon, but I couldn't wait to share this project with you. This album was created using a custom chipboard mini album designed by Amy Franco at MyTeddyBoo.com. It's called the Venice Collection mini album, and it is beautiful. I will first, before I show you the album, I'm going to show you the chipboard pieces that I used to create the album. Then I think it'll make more sense as we go through it. Sorry, that's my little easel for my mini. Okay, so in this mini album you get 5 pages that look like this. They're shaped like, guess what, the Rialto Bridge. You get these pieces that create the bridge shape. So you get 5 pages and 5 of the pieces to create your own Rialto Bridge, and that goes right there like that. And you get 3 gondolas like that. You get 3 of the little gondolier guys, and they get this little pole that they use to maneuver the boats around, and he has a little hat too. Whoops. So what you get, again, 5 pages and 5 sets of the bridge pieces, 3 gondolas, 3 gondoliers with the oars and the hat. And that's what I used to put the book together. I want to make sure that I show you what this is constructed from ahead of time, so that as I start to go through the book, it'll make sense how I put some of these pieces together. And I also want to mention, when you order one of Amy's kits, you can also order the paper cut to these shapes. Like, it's really important to have paper cut to that because it's pretty intricate. But she'll do that with you. She's got her paper collections listed on the website along with this kit. But let's go into the book right now, and I'll show you what I did with this beautiful kit. Okay, so the cover here. So I've been to Venice 4 times, and I really was excited when Amy told me that she had created this die set. I was so excited to work on this project, and I knew that I had some pictures from my own trips that were going to inspire me to create this project. So on this cover, the first thing I did was I used modeling paste on the upper piece of this bridge. So this piece right here, I put modeling paste on to give it some texture, and hopefully you can see some of that. And then I put some different colors of glimmer mist on it, and I grunged it up a little bit with some ink. I also used some dazzles, which are those little gold stickers that kind of edge everything there on the cover. Loved how they fit. They were flexible enough to follow the curve of the bridge. Had an old piece of antique lace that I applied. The book is called Postcards from Venice, and I just used a metal plate. I printed the postcards, oh no, that was a stamp actually. I was thinking I printed on my computer, but I'm pretty sure it was a stamp. And then I just used a couple of other stamps I did from Venezia. There's a Prima flower, these are Prima roses, and then these 2 beautiful masks were from a Spellbinders die set that Amy sent me to work with as I worked on this project. The same thing down here, this is a Spellbinders border that comes in that same set. I think it's called Venetian. And I put some glitter on there and decorated them up. And then on this mask right here, what I used was some of the negative pieces that came out of one of the borders that I cut, or one of the shapes that I cut. I saved the negative pieces and layered them on top of that gold mask to do that design. It kind of follows this little keychain that I brought home from one of my trips to Venice. Just tied some really pretty ribbon on there. Anyway, that's, oh, and then my little gondola guy, my gondolier, he's just got distress markers. For the gondola, you can see how shiny it is. I used black Udi, about 3 coats of it, and then I used some dazzle stickers to outline the shape of the boat. So that's what that is. Okay, let's go on the inside then to the first page. This, surprise, surprise, will be probably the first recording for my YouTube channel that I actually put some of my own pictures in, so that's going to be kind of fun. Like I said, I've been to Venice several times, and it was fun to find some of the pictures from some of my trips that would work in this book. So the first page, there's one of the pictures taken probably near the Rialto Bridge. It says a moment in time, then in the back is space for another picture or some journaling. And then these are Prima's note cards, another good spot for some photos, and then a tag to do some journaling on about that day. Right here are the paper cuts of the bridge piece that I got with the album, and I laid them flat. I didn't use the chipboard behind them, but I really liked how that looked. And then I outlined it with a, let me find the pen. It's not the right color, but it was one of these jelly roll pens, and it gives it that really pretty sparkle. And there's probably a Recollections flower and some Prima flowers there. And this is a Spellbinders die. Okay, on this page, this was a silk flower that I bought at Michael's, and I took it all apart and put a brad in it. It's my favorite flower in their line. I also put some other pieces of tulle underneath it just to give it a little more dimension. There's a little ticket and a metal finding. This is a, I think it's a Cherry Lynn die. These are some of the negative pieces, or no, these are some of the pieces from this die. It's for Spellbinders, and I used a different Spellbinders die for this blue border that I cut in vellum. And then inside, the frame is a pink paisley artisan's element, and I used some, oh boy, I hope I remember what it's called. It was like Tattered Angels Glim Glam, I think. Glimmer Glam. And I put a little crackle on the top of it. This is a Prima mirror, and then just nice room for a photo. And inside here, this is little Caesar the cat. He was at one of the Burano lace shops, and he was kind of the store mascot, so he was fun to get to know on our trip. Okay. This is a heartfelt, no, this is, sorry, a stamp. Sorry, I got it from Michael's, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name of it. If you need to know the name of it, message me and I will look it up. But it's one of those big stamps. I got it at Michael's. This is a little K & Company sticker. This was a little resin piece that I just had in my stash. I'm not really sure where I got it, but it looked pretty in the middle of this flower. This is another piece from that Spellbinder set. And then in the pocket, there are some tags. Room for journaling. This is another picture of the Grand Canal in Venice, and another photo and some journaling, and then here's another photo mat with room for more, and then there's still room to put a photo right there. Okay, this is a seal that I made with wax and a metal press that I brought home from my trip to Italy. This little piece right here is a piece of foil tape that I embossed, and then I used picket fence distress stain and sanded over the top of that, and then I inked it with a little bit of, gosh, I think it was a gray Stays On ink. There's a couple of metal embellishments here, a flower that I made, I think with McGill's punch, and then this is a Prima flower, and just a little sticker here. Okay, this picture's from the Lido in farthest most out island, sorry, in Venice. And this is one of the mask shops that I visited in Venice, and I brought home a mask that looks very similar to this one right here, but not quite exactly the same. And room for more photos. And then the back here is just a, I think that's a Spellbinders die. I outlined the die itself and drew it on a piece of vellum and cut it out to back that die. And I thought it mirrored that really nicely. Okay. On this side, this one is a die that I have. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of that either. If you'd like the name of that one, message me again. I'm really sorry with the name about the names here. Here's a little tag for journaling and room for a little photo. And then this photo mat pulls out and you can put a picture there or journal there. I left it open on the top so you can slide a picture in, and room for another picture here and a spot to do some journaling there as well. So this die came from the same Spellbinders set. And this beautiful little embossed design, Sizzix folder, and just some more photo mat. And this page is my favorite page. So I have some Prima flowers here. There's a K & Company sticker. This is some vintage seam binding that I had. It's really cool. I don't have it. Let me see if I can grab it. I found this at a little vintage shop, and it just says it seems great, and it's just real pretty little wispy seam tape. I really liked using it. Wish I had some more of that. Anyway, there's a Prima trim, some Prima flowers. This is a die cut from the die, die set. And this, one of my favorite pictures from Venice. This little mask right here I brought home with me. It's really pretty. I loved this store. Everything in there was just so ethereal and just lovely. So there's my journaling about that shopping trip. Excuse me. This was a shopping trip to the island of Murano for glass. I brought home these 2 pieces of glass, and my parents brought home those. And then there's room for another photo here. This pocket was made with a little piece of vellum that I embossed, dry embossed, and then I added the trim over the edge of it. And there's some more dazzles on the top, and I inked those with Spectrum markers. They're alcohol markers similar to Copics, but they're called Spectrum Noir. Okay, on this page I used a beautiful piece of lace here. The island of Murano in Italy is known for its lace, and some of the shops feature some of the women that live in the area tatting lace right there while you watch its beautiful craft. There's another one of those flowers that I got at Michael's, and I just take them apart and use the petals. I think they're really pretty. I did a little fan in here. There's a Prima flower. Here's a little key with some of that seam binding on it, and another little piece of lace. That's another one of the wax seals that I made with the set that I brought home from my trip. And here's a journal tag. There's a lion sculpture, or a lion statue, very prominently placed in San Marco Square in Venice, so that is why I bought that stamp set. So there's room for a photo there. This is the Prima note card, and another piece of the Prima note card right there, so room for photos and journaling on this card. And then there's another one of my photographs from Italy. So funny thing, when I printed this, it had a little imperfection in the ink right here where the stamp is, and I didn't want to have to print it again, and I had that stamp set, so it worked really perfect just to stamp it there. It hides the little imperfection. I didn't have to print it again. And room for journaling on the back. Room for a photo right here as well. And this is the last page. So here's one of the things that I wanted to make sure I pointed out with these little gondolas. The front cover had a gondola that I did with black UD. This gondola I did with a sheer gold glaze, and then I used Distress Crackle over the top of that, and then I rubbed it with Gathered Twigs Distress ink and wiped it down a little bit so that it would have that aged distressed look. And then I used a flourish stamp over the top of that to do some design. I also used alcohol markers here in the seat to define the cushion. But the fun thing is with these little gondolas, and with this book in general, you don't have to do a Venetian theme. If you didn't want to, you could do like a little romantic brook or a little romantic rowboat ride. So this little boat I did with distress markers, and I also put the distress crackle over the top of that, and then the sheer gold glaze over the top of that, and then wiped it off. So that's how I got this look, and I love how that came out. It's so pretty. But you could do this with, just like I said, a real romantic, you know, sitting by the side of a brook, little boat. Wouldn't have to be about Venice. Anyway, so let me finish this page. So sometimes in Venice, weddings take place on gold gondolas, so I wanted to make sure I had a gold gondola in my book. And then I have a stamped crown that I used for a journaling spot. And my book, again, is called Postcards from Venice, so I had to have a postcard in there. And this is one of the photographs that I took. Oh, sorry about the light there. That's better. Took while I was there on one of my trips. And these are Prima flowers. There's a little lace applique behind this one. A spellbinder's cut out. Little tag that says ciao. That means hello or goodbye. And then room for journaling and a photo in this little pocket right here. And then the back page. I had a really pretty die that I used to cut a gate. You see a lot of gates like this along the Grand Canal, so I thought that would be a pretty way to cover the back of my book. So that is the mini from the Venice collection mini album die cut from MyTeddyBoo. And what I want to point out again is that you could use this set to do some beautiful travel minis, but you could also do something like a little, you know, a little romantic mini, like with the Nature's Garden paper, which is what I used by Prima. You could just do a little brook or a little creek, and you could have this guy could be fishing if you wanted to. He could have a fishing pole instead of the little staff, or you could just do the cute little boat. Let me take this off of here. You could just do the cute little boat by the side of the bridge. And if you didn't want to do the top, you could still have a beautiful little bridge with a boat on it. It's very romantic. It's a beautiful beautiful mini album die set. I loved working with this. Amy, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to put this book together. It was great, great fun. And it's a wonderful place to store some of my memories of Venice. So all the information about this mini album is listed down below in the description. Please leave a comment. Please go over to myteddyboo.com. Let Amy know that you saw the video. She'll get you set up with your own mini album. Thank you for watching.